Hey, it's Dr. Joe here in the house, and hopefully you can hear me. What a technical fiasco! Um, so hopefully where you can hear me okay. We've got some technical issues here on my side, and so I apologize. I've got the man, the myth, the legend on hold here, Mr. Johnny. So let me see if I can get Johnny on the line, and we can start the show. Again, I apologize for the technical issues. Let's see if I can invite Johnny. Johnny is here. Johnny, can you see me? See if I can
Yeah,
put you
I
on
can
the
see you.
screen. You
I
can
can
hear
see
me.
you.
I wonder if people can see you. Hopefully they can.
I don't think so. Now I can't hear you. Anxiously waiting.
And again, I apologize, everybody. You can hear me. We're having some major technical issues here. I've got Johnny on standby.
Hey
And
guys, how's it going?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you now. So, okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you okay.
Okay, I can hear you, but I can't see you on the screen. So, hold on, guys. We're gonna get sorted out in a second. Oh my goodness, I've never had this problem before. Uh, I can hear you now, well clear.
Okay.
So let me see if I
Nice.
can. I just don't know if you. I wonder if people can see you,
I don't think so.
because I see you.
I've got another phone up. Just there we go.
Are
All
you on?
right.
Are
We're
you
on.
on?
We're good.
We're good.
We're good.
I'm scared. Are we good still?
I
Are we good?
think so.
Okay. So, oh my God, gee whiz. Okay.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Wow. Wow. Wow. What's it called? Let me plug by uh StreamYard here on my side, so that way I can get the comments if and when they come. Mute my phone. So, okay, I think we're on, Johnny, and so let's get the show on the road. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is Dr. Joe. One of the best. And I've got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Johnny on the line. And Johnny, welcome. And
Hey,
can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, good. So, guys, if you are on the studio, can you please let me know if you can hear us okay? And I'm just going to start the show. So, today we're going to have a special guest. I don't even have guests, but every now and then I do have guests. And we've got Johnny here, who's an investor based in the Washington, D.C. area. And he bought a home here in Northwest Washington, D.C. And the beauty of it is that this is a full scale BRRRR: buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and repeat. And so it's really an honor to have Johnny here. Johnny, for those people who don't know you, can you just kind of give a quick summary of who you are and why you're on this stage?
Yeah. Well, thank you, Dr. Joe. Hopefully it's worth the wait with all the IT technical difficulties. Just blame it on IT. Okay, it's all their fault.
Exactly.
But my name is Johnny. I'm in the Virginia area, and I'm a somewhat new investor. This is my first BRRRR. My purpose for doing the BRRRR is to see if I can leverage my mentor here, Dr. Joe, leverage his experience and to be able to, create generational wealth for my family. Also, looking to provide good quality homes to quality tenants. And I've tried just about everything. I've got a couple investment properties, and I've done it the traditional way. I had college students, government workers, but I've been struggling with a lot of turnover, one every year. And this BRRRR strategy is not only going to allow me to recycle my money, but we'll get into it in a little bit, but it's going to allow us to provide quality homes to amazing families that are going to appreciate it. So that's kind of the game plan here.
Okay, so let's kind of do a little deep dive. For those people who are in the Washington DC area, we do have an event this Saturday. This February 21st, between 11 and 1 o'clock. If you want to sign up and register, please go to the website, my website, www.joeasamoah.com, www.joeasamoah.com, and you can register there. You'll just scroll down, you'll see a link to register for the event. And then you'll see Johnny in full motion, and you also see his beautiful house that we're going to talk about. So let's talk about this house. And for those people who aren't familiar with the Washington, D.C. area, where is this property located in Wheeling, Washington?
This property is in the northwest area in a neighborhood called Brightwood. It's a really nice neighborhood. And I say that because I'm comparing it to my first rental property that I have that's in the southeast area. And this one's just a lot more desirable in a quiet neighborhood with, no drama in the area. It's quiet, it's pleasant. So that's the northwest area that I'm looking at right now for this property.
Okay, so how long did it take for you to find it, and why did you actually choose this one versus other properties in the northwest? What was unique about this house that you decided to pull the trigger?
Yeah, so with this one, it took a few months. We looked at several homes. My wife's a real estate agent, so that helps that we're able to kind of quickly take a look at the houses that we have an interest in. So this one took about 3 to 4 months, but I already had kind of my buy box. I knew exactly what I was looking for. Once I found it, I just had everything prepared as far as like the bank, the approval. So we wrote a contract within 3 to 4 months to at least get it secured.
Okay, and I'm sure everybody wants to know what was the condition of the property and how much did you pay for it?
Oh man, the condition I would say it was horrible. It was an eyesore. It was not a property that most investors would pick up unless they're looking to flip. It was in really bad shape. However, we were able to get it for $565, and we negotiated that down a little bit. It sat on the market for a while. I actually saw it a few months before, and I wanted to jump on it, but it was already under contract. But that contract fell. And so we were able to, put in an offer and get it. And this is the biggest deal that I've ever done. So that's pretty terrifying. You're looking at a property worth $500,000.
Yeah, so in DC area, $500,000 will buy you a beat up house. Okay, a house that you wouldn't be seeing, you wouldn't live in unless you have got good vision as to the potential. So this house is in pretty sad shape. And, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms did it have?
Yeah, it was about 3 bedrooms.
The square footage of the house, to kind of give people some context as to what we're dealing with.
Yeah, so, it said 4, but it's really 3 bedroom, about 2 bathroom. Square footage is over 2,500 square feet. It's a pretty big house in a beautiful neighborhood. I would say there was always that option of doing some type of mid-level renovation, but the more we looked into it and we brought contractors to look at it, brought a couple to look at it, and yeah, by the time they got done with it, it's like, okay, well, it's got to be a total gut job. You got to completely strip everything out to the studs and rebuild.
Okay. So the house was in sad shape. It needed a complete gut. and you pay 565. Is that what you said?
Correct.
Yeah, so it's 565,000. That's how much you pay for it, and a lot of bit of haggling with the seller. But ultimately, they went under contract, and obviously, the first thing is, okay, well, where's the money? Where's the money going to come from?
I got a rich uncle, Dr.
Yeah, right.
I just don't know where he is.
Exactly.
So
where you find him? Tell me. Where you find him? Tell me.
Yeah, so it's interesting. We in the past we've used conventional loans, putting a significant amount of money down to purchase a smaller home for an investment. But this one, I had to leverage a hard money lender and a private investor to be able to purchase the house and to have enough to cover the renovation based on our proposals and the bids that we had received.
Okay. Okay. So the financing was it was a hybrid, it sounds like, of a hard money lender, private investors, and probably, obviously, maybe some personal money that you had.
Personal, exactly.
To pull it all off. And so it's 565 to buy it. And then how much, obviously, it needed a gut renovation. So how much did you, let's kind of walk through the rehab or the construction. First of all, we have the budget for that. And so kind of walk us through the process you went through in selecting a contractor and then coming up with the scope of work and the estimated price.
Okay. Well, we go back to what we learned in the past, and that's there's contractors and then there's good contractors. And what we had in the past was a contractor that took over a year to finish a project, underbid, so we selected him. And every time we showed up to the property, it was just one guy working on it. And it dragged it out. It wasn't the best experience. And so this go round, we definitely wanted to have someone that was qualified, had a good track record. And we went through the process of just going through each section of the house to figure out what it would take to get it to, I'd say it's a luxury-ish renovation. So we went through each section of the house and decided what we were going to do. I mean, we don't need to go through the details of it, but I'll say it had two fireplaces that were, in some cases, very beautiful. But at the same time, it's something that we decided to take out of the house. So there's a lot of demolition for that. But yeah, going through each section of the house and creating a proposal. Well, we received the proposal based on what we wanted to do and what we wanted the house to look like once it was completed. And once we were good with that, then we selected our contractor and started the process with the lender.
Okay. So at this point, we found the house. It met our criteria, our buy box, as you call it. And that was good. It checked all the marks. And then the next thing we had to do is to figure out exactly what we're going to do with it. Well, get the money as a hybrid of hard money, private money, and also personal money. And then we decided, okay, we need to do a gut job renovation on this house. So we selected, we first of all developed the scope of work by walking through the house, identifying exactly room by room what needs to be done. And so for the context, for those people who may not know, what was the estimated budget or the estimate for the renovations?
It was around $300,000.
Okay, so $300,000 renovation. This is not a paint and carpet job. This is this is a major renovation, and in the Washington D.C. area, that is about right. So there's nothing unusual for a $300,000 renovation, which may be unusual or strange in other parts of the country, but in this Washington D.C. area, it's nothing, that's completely unknown and so on. So it's a major renovation which required everything to be done. And so what was the goal of the renovation? What did you want to accomplish at the end of this thing?
The goal is to have I'll say a product that is appealing to everyone, market renters, Section 8 renters, just a beautiful home that I would want to live in, I would raise my family in. And that's exactly what we're doing now. So that's the end goal for that part. But as far as the BRRRR strategy, the goal for that was instead of using somewhat of a traditional type of conventional loan, once you put that money down, you don't get it back, right? So with this process, we're able to infinitely recycle the money as we push up the value of the home. We force the equity, and the goal is once we get the house to where we need it to be, and we find a renter that's going to rent it, we're able to recycle that money back out and scale. So the idea is to create a sustainable business that could be for our family legacy.
Okay, so we start off with a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and at the end of this, what did we end up with in terms of bedrooms and
Six.
bathrooms? And why did we
Yeah.
go with 6?
Yeah, great question. So we were looking at, so our target market is the voucher holders. And I'll tell you a quick story. On our last home that we had put up for rent, we were able to rent it out to a Section 8 family. Prior to that, we had tried market renters and, a lot of turnover. But the satisfaction that we got, it's almost selfish in a way, because it does give us a lot of pride in the sense that we're able to provide a great quality home to great quality Section 8 tenants that really, truly appreciate it. And, when we tell them you've got the house, they're in tears, they're crying. It allows them to stay in neighborhoods that they otherwise wouldn't be able to stay in, and to give them a beautiful chance at a great neighborhood. So once we saw that, we were hooked. We said, this is what we want to do. We just need a really good business model so that we can scale it. And that's where we're at.
Yeah, I know. For me, I think one of the reasons why we went 6 to 6 bedrooms was the fact that for Section 8, the rent that you get is based on the number of bedrooms that you have, and also the location of the property. So this is a great location, so you're going to get higher rents. However, as a 3-bedroom, you get, let's say 3,500 for a 3-bedroom. Let's say for a 4-bedroom, you may get an extra 5, to maybe 4,500. For a 5-bedroom, it may be, 5,500 or 6,500, and so on. So the more bedrooms, the more rent. And as you can see, these are crazy numbers, as Janitor Fire says. These are crazy numbers. They are crazy numbers. It's $560,000 to acquire, $300,000 for the renovation. So we're talking 800. Let's say 850,000 before we, and then you got other costs like taxes, insurance, holding costs, and finance costs, and all that kind of stuff in there. So unless you can get a decent rent, you can't cash flow. And so that's one of the reasons why we went 6 bedrooms, is because the rents that you get for 6 bedrooms, my experience is that you can in fact cash flow. As a 5-bedroom, you can generally make it more, get some cash flow, but with a 6, you get a lot more cash flow. So that's the reason why we went to 6. So that's the reason why Johnny went to 6, as opposed to keeping it as a 3 or 4 or 5. Now, not all houses you can get 6. And that's something that I know we didn't dwell too much on why this particular house, but one of the things is that we could potentially make 6 bedrooms. And so it became a lot more desirable. Okay, so let's kind of talk about the rehab. Again, on Saturday, we're going to go into a bit more detail. So for those people who are in the Washington, D.C. area, you can learn a lot more about this particular project. In fact, you can walk through the house and see for yourself the great job that Johnny did, and also the trials and tribulations accordingly. So let's just kind of say, what was the biggest lesson learned from this $300,000 renovation?
Well, I'd say honestly, it's been pretty smooth for the most part, because we've seen the other side of it with good mentorship, good contractors, and good guidance. we were able to have a smooth process. I will say over communication is always better than under communicating. Um, there's uh, parts where we're like, we should have probably mentioned we would like this instead of that. I mean, if you're looking at quartz countertop, last thing we thought about is, hey, this would be great if there was a waterfall, but it wasn't really in the scope of work. And so we said, well, are we doing too much? Are we not doing too much? That was one part. But I would say one error, not error, but I'll say one change that we did at the very end, which we are glad we did, was with the bathroom size of the powder room. We had originally designed it to be kind of hidden in a way, but the doorway was in an area that wouldn't allow for ample space. So we had to kind of do a little tear down, a little demolition, and fix that. But otherwise, it's been going pretty smooth, and that's only because we're meeting at least weekly, if not by phone in person, and making sure the project is progressing accordingly. So the biggest lesson is over communication is always better than under communicating.
Yeah, I know for me, when I've done my rehabs, three, at least when I first started anyway, three things were guaranteed to happen, guaranteed, regardless what anyone says.
Over budget, yeah.
It's going to cost you more than what you thought it was going to be.
Absolutely.
I've never done a project where I said, oh, I'll be pleasantly surprised it cost me less money. So it's always more than what it's going to cost, than what you originally estimated. Two is that it usually takes a lot longer than what you expected it would be. And the third thing, which I don't have that problem so much now, but I know I used to have, which was that at some point in the project, you'll have a falling out with a contractor. Not falling out where you go to blows, but falling out whereby there's tension. Usually to do with money.
Yeah, that's good.
Usually to do with money. So I know we don't have much time because I want to get to the Q&A shortly. But were any of those things apparent on your project, and how did you overcome some of those things?
Yeah, every single one of those things that you mentioned, pretty much. We did go over budget slightly. We tried to stay on track as much as possible, but that's kind of a given. We had some stuff in contingency, but we went above that as well. We had 10% in contingency. The second part is delay. Yes, we thought it'd get done in about closer to 4 months, but it took a little bit closer to 6 months. And then the last one, we didn't necessarily have a falling out, but there was a lot of miscommunication, especially with the construction and then the payment schedule, that type of thing. But after we communicated and came up with a strategy, we were able to get past that. So yeah, nothing's ever easy, but it's definitely doable.
Yeah, I think if you can get good contractors you can do business with, contractors where you have the same kind of goals and aspirations and long-term relationship, then you're going to run into problems, but you can work through them, and therefore still keep your sanity to go in, and hopefully get to the end of this dark tunnel, which I'm sure everybody's experienced, and get to that, and hopefully once you go through that and the project's complete, kind of just repeat the whole thing again and just keep going. So I know that where we are right now, we've just about, again, for those people who got questions, please put them in the chat box. We'll get to those in about 5 or 10 minutes. And anything to do with this project, anything to do with this event we're going to have on Saturday. Again, if you're interested in learning more about this project, meeting Johnny in person, walking through the house here in Washington, D.C., then go to my website, www.joeasimo.com, www.joeasimo.com. And then you can also, hold on, see if I can put this on the screen. Let's see if this works. Does that work? Yeah. Okay, you can see the ticker. And you can go to the website and register as well. So, okay then, so at this point, the project is just about done. and now we transition more into the tenant selection, tenant marketing phase. We're in the midst of that right now,
Yeah.
and we've had some interesting experiences on that one.
Oh, we have. Oh, we have, Dr. Joe. I mean,
So let's talk
first of
about.
all, I'm
Go on.
so thankful for your mentorship through all this, which is why, my wife and I and kids could go on vacation for, to the Dominican Republic and not even worry about anything, because, you've done this for over 30 plus years. Yeah. So the tenant selection, that's where we're at right now. And, I don't think we have time to go through the
You want to
stories
talk
right
about
now.
some of that experience?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's just say, there's a reason to do things the way Dr. Joe does them, which he's done it for many years. There's a reason why you don't want to just accept blank applications and, you tell people, hey, you got the house, your credit looks good, and you want to verify they are who they say they are. You want to go through the due diligence of calling the landlord and calling the previous landlord. And yeah, there's just a series of steps that Dr. Joe has shared in the past, which has helped us tremendously. One to this day, I still think is like one that gets me a little nervous is we do home visits, which is once we found a good tenant or a good candidate, we do home visits. Maybe you want to tell them a little bit about that?
Okay, well, I want to talk about this experience we had yesterday. That was a good one.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Do you want to talk about it, or do you want me to say it?
Oh, go for it. No, you go for it. I'll chime
Okay.
in.
So we started marketing Johnny's house, I think last week, and we put it out on the various platforms, and we had good responses, both from given the rent, he's asking for, which is pretty good. It's in the upper sevens, upper 7,000s, and which is reasonable here, and allow him to cash flow as well. Anyway, so we put it on there, and we got quite a few applications, or a lot of people interested in the house. So they came over to the house, and one lady in particular. This is an unbelievable story. I know you have. She presented herself very well. She said all the things that we wanted to hear. She was very confident about her rental history, and she said she loved the home. This is a dream home, and this is something that she would treasure for the rest of her life, for herself and for her family. And so that was good. And so I gave her an application form to fill out, which she did, and and just by some strange coincidence, she happened to know one of my tenants, one of my current tenants, one of my tier 1 tenants knows her. And that tenant says she would vouch for her based on her experiences with that person, because she'd known her for a long time. So everything was looking pretty good. And I think Johnny, and we had several applications. So we're kind of leaning towards this particular person. And so obviously, as part of the due diligence process, we wanted to verify her rental history and her background. And so one of the things that we did was to contact previous landlords. And so before I called the landlords, I checked the public records to find out who actually owned these properties where she said she had lived. And because, sometimes people give you false information about their landlords. It may not be the landlord, it could be a friend of theirs, and so on. So I looked at her current residence, and there was a disconnect between the name on the application and the name of the owner in the public records. So that was a first red flag. And so I looked at her previous landlord, to see, who owned that property. And lo and behold, the person who owns that property was a former student of mine, who I knew very well. But on the tenant's application, it was somebody else. Everybody get me? She put her friend as the landlord, when in fact the real owners just happened to be people who I knew. And so I thought, this something is not right here. Her current landlord, there's a discrepancy, and the previous landlord, there's a discrepancy. So let me call this tenant, the landlord who I knew, to find out more about this person who used to rent from her. And don't forget, Johnny and I were just about going to give her the house.
Oh man, she was 99% in. I mean, she showed us how well she kept her house too.
Oh yeah.
And,
she gave us the videos of her current and previous homes, and they were immaculate. I mean, these were HGTV style decoration, interior design. I mean, it was beautiful. So we were all rooting for her. And we said, yep, she's going to get it. 99.9999% chance she's got it. All we have to do is just make sure that the landlords check out, and then we'll be good to go. So I called my student friend to find out more about this lady. And she said she was a disaster. She trashed the house. Her kids were, got the police chasing them. The neighbors were up in arms against them. There was complaint from everybody in the neighborhood about this family, and she was a disaster. And he said, and she left the house, leaving a high water bill. She left the house, leaving a lot of personal items and trash in the home, and she left the house owing him money. Okay, so that was what came out of the conversation with this former landlord, and it was unbelievable. And so because Johnny was listening on the conversation with the students,
I was blown away. I'm like, what? Like, this is crazy. No way. We were literally like trying to fill out the application and get her in by, within 2 days, and I was rushing. I was like, how do we get this thing faster? Let's get her in. This is our person. We don't need to look anymore. Yeah, it was shocking.
Unbelievable. And so obviously once we heard that, we said, no way we're going to rent to this lady. I mean, I was extremely disappointed because it's almost like I don't know. It's just like your heart. Yeah, it's just your heart just sinks. And how people could do this, how people can just be so dishonest, and so I said to Johnny, because I've seen this before, people who try to get over on me, pretending to be who they say they are when they're not. And so I said to Johnny after the conversation, I know what's going to happen here. I'm going to get a text message from her. And also the lady who we were speaking to. So when so after I spoke to the student, I called this so-called landlord of theirs. Remember? Which I knew it was a ruse. I knew she wasn't a landlord, but I thought, let's just go along with it. So I called this person, this so-called landlord, and said, okay, I hear you used to rent from Mrs. Jones. Let's just say her name was, that's not her name, but let's just say Miss Jones or Miss Smith or whatever. And she said, yes, I used to rent from them. How were they? I said, they were great tenants. Did they pay their rent? Oh, yes, they pay their rent on time. Would you recommend them? Oh, yes, I would highly recommend them. Oh, they kept the place immaculate. I mean, she was saying all the things that we thought we knew she would say. And so I went along with it until the end. Then I said to her, are you the owner of this house? And she said, yes. I said, are you sure you own the house? Yes. Do you collect the rent from this Miss Jones? Yes. I said, okay, well, in that case, then the public record says he's owned by, I don't know, Mr. Jones, Mr. Smith, Mr. Johnny, let's just say, okay? And you're saying you own the house, but the public records say that it's owned by somebody else. So who are you? It says clearly you're not the owner. And she was all defensive. I'm going to call my attorney on you. You shouldn't be knowing these things. I mean, she was caught red-handed lying.
Oh, yeah.
And so on. So I knew she would do that. I knew that she would hang up on me, and I knew that the tenant, she would call the tenant and tell her, "Don't do this again," because I don't want to be a part of this lying escapade. So the moral of the story is this: there's a lot of people out here who are just dishonest and will say what they got to say, do what they got to do to get inside your home. And if it means lying, if it means falsifying information, if it means, being a wolf in sheep's clothes, then so be it, in their words, and this is what this person, she was a professional tenant. Because in Washington, DC, which is a blue state, it is extremely difficult to get somebody out your house once they're in. It could take a year or 2 years to get somebody out. So what she was planning on doing was to get into the house, and once she's in the house, her true colors will show, and now she's in. And now Johnny's life would be hell. His neighbors will be complaining. The cops will be coming around to that house. And now he's now dealing with a situation that he didn't sign up for. So I know that everybody wants to get a tenant. Everybody wants to get money in their house. Everybody wants to get revenue. But you got to be careful. It's better to have a house empty than it is to have the wrong person in the house. That's been my experience. And I wanted to share this story because it's not that unusual, because I've seen that several times. And it's a warning that screening for your tenant is the most important part of this whole process. Because if you're going to spend $100, $200, $300, $500,000 buying the house, $100, $200, $300,000 renovating the house, and you get a bad tenant, that tenant could destroy your investment. And now you're back to square one, and now you regret this business, and now you wish you never did this thing. So that was something that happened a couple of days ago? Or yesterday?
Yes,
was it yesterday?
a couple of days ago.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Anyway, so that's where we are. But fortunately for Johnny, we've got some other applications, and so we're moving ahead. And hopefully in the next few days, we'll have another person who hopefully is truthful.
She was good. She was really good. I'm sure she's on her way to another property right now.
Hey, just to close this loop, I don't know if I told you, the tenant friend of mine, the one that referred her, my tenant, she called me yesterday and said, "I just want to let you know that the lady apologized for lying, da 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 da, and she's already found a place to go to."
She's good. Yeah.
She's found another place to go to already, which means that she hoodwinked and bamboozled another landlord, and the other landlord didn't check. The other landlord didn't do any due diligence. They believed the story that she gave, and now she's going to another house. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So anyway, we talk a lot. So that's what's going on in terms of the renting. So do you want to share what kind of rent you're looking to get?
Like as far as how much?
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere upper sevens is what we're looking at, which is what the market, close to 8,000 actually, is what we're looking to get for that house. But it's definitely going to cash flow a little bit. But like you always say, Dr. Joe, and I've been following you for quite some time, you always say, let the appreciation do the heavy lifting. And that's the main part for us, is to have the appreciation do the heavy lifting. In 10 years, we look back and say, wow, look what we did.
Yeah.
We were geniuses.
Yeah. I mean, I expect you'll cash flow on this house, and quite a bit once you refi. And hopefully we'll get a tier 1 tenant who will want to stay here for a long time. And you know, I would envision that whoever goes in there, if it's a tier 1 tenant, they'll be there at least 5-10 years, and during that time it's in a great location. So hopefully the property will appreciate in value, and it will sort of pay for itself over time. Okay, we're kind of getting close to the. I want to get some questions here. Yeah, again, we're having it. So if you want to hear more about this story, if you're in the Washington DC area, please go to the website www.joeasimo.com, and you can register for the event on Saturday between 11 and 1, and you can meet Johnny. You can walk through the house, and we'll do a deep dive further on this project, and you'll also see for yourself what an amazing job that Johnny did. Okay, let's just see if I can get some questions through here. Let's have a look. Do hard money lenders help keep contractors in line, holding payments until work hits certain milestones? This is from Janitor on Fire. How's working with your hard money lender on this project, Johnny?
Yeah, that's an excellent question, because one part, it kind of protects you to make sure that the project is progressing. And what they do is they break things out in draws. So they don't give you all the money up front. You've got to, the contractors have to do some work first, and then they see the photos, they do the inspection. And once they've hit a certain milestone, a certain chunk of money goes to them, and then they start that process again. And they just want to make sure that the house is progressing the way it's supposed to before they release all the funds. So it comes in draws. And we did a total of 5 draws.
How did you find your hard money lender?
I had a lender that I used in the past. There's several of them. We did kind of look around, but I just used one that I had used a few years ago, which was a broker. So she had access to conventional lenders and also hard money lenders.
What's the interest rate on the loan?
Oof. Well, as you know, hard money lenders are pretty high. So the interest rate is interest only at 12%. And the beautiful part about this one is that they were able to cover a significant amount, and I only had to come up with 10% down for the for the house.
Okay. After the refinance, how much money do you have left in the property, or how much did you pocket?
We haven't gotten to that part.
Yeah, we haven't got to that part. But do you want to talk about, once you find a tenant, what the strategy is going to be?
Yeah, once we find the tenant, first thing we're going to do is do a loan where we refinance it at about 75% LTV, use a debt service cover ratio loan, DSCR loan, and we're, depending on what the house appraises at, we'll determine how much money we're able to take out and recycle. I'm pretty confident we'll be able to get a significant amount out again, so that we can do this process again. But more importantly, we'll be able to get a 30-year fixed loan, so that it's a lot less as far as the holding cost and the mortgage payments.
Okay. The lady that lied on the application, the question is, was she a Section 8 or a market renter? I think she was Section 8. But don't market renters also lie as well. So
oh yeah.
This is not the unique domain of Section 8. So
yeah. Well, I had a market renter on the first property that trashed the property, and yeah, so he was definitely a market renter. As a matter of fact, his occupation was property management for a big building in the DC area, which is surprising. So
yeah. So I mean, we're kind of getting to 8 o'clock now. I know we had a late start, but it's 8 o'clock, so I want to be respectful of people's time. Looking, I mean, I know. I mean, I met your wife, and she's been, key, I think, advocate for you. I'm very impressed with you, with her, your family. And can you talk about the importance of the spouse or your significant other on a project like this?
Yeah, it's it's nice to have a member. Some folks have partners, but you just have a sounding board and you can make decisions together. So you've looked at different options and you've looked at different scenarios and are able to come up with an agreement on something. So if there is a mistake, you made those mistakes together and you fix it together. So that's yeah, I'm blessed to have a wonderful wife like that. That's also an agent, so it helps that she has that real estate eye and understands why we're doing what and what will help with the appreciation in the future for the house and make it more desirable and things not to do. So that's definitely helpful.
Yeah, I mean, the importance of having a supportive spouse, I think, or a significant other is key because there are dark times on these projects.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That's a whole episode on its own.
Dark times, yeah.
Yeah.
Where there's no end to the tunnel. Pure darkness at the end.
No light at all. Pitch dark. Yeah.
All that's going on, money's going out. That's all you know.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you see.
Yeah, I tell you. I mean, it's rough out there sometimes, but it's really important to have support, and it helps you through it. And I'm glad that you have that. I know it hasn't been easy for you. I know it hasn't been easy for her at all times. But I'm impressed that you guys you're still together. Are you still happy and smiling?
Like, I want a black splash. I'm like, do we really need the backsplash? Okay, yeah, all right, yeah. We're getting a backsplash. Yeah, so those are the discussions.
Yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, but it's all good. I mean, this is a true BRRRR. And the idea is that once Johnny has a tenant in place, he's going to refinance. He may leave some money in there. He may be able to pull some money out. It depends on the appraisal and also the rent that he's going to collect. Do you want to share with them what you expect the appraisal to be?
I mean, I'm shooting for 1.1, 1.2, just based on some comps that we've looked at, and depending on that. We'll definitely be able to repay our private investor, but we'll probably have to leave money at the table if it's on the, just at $1 million or something like that. But anything more than that is just money that we're going to be able to recycle and use for the next property.
So again, he bought this thing for $560, $300 or so in the renovations. That's $860. ARV 1.1, 1.1, 1.2. Hopefully he'll be able to take out most of his money and therefore be able to recycle that the funds back again. And obviously it won't be a complete 100%. Interest rates are going down, so that's good. And hopefully we'll get a good rent, upper 7s, low 8s, and therefore we'll be able to get most of the money out, and therefore still be able to cash flow and so on. So BRRRR does work in high price markets like Washington, DC. They can work, but it's not easy. And it does require a strategy, systems, relationships, networks, processes, but it's doable. And if you want to see how this is done, again, we're going to have a session on Saturday between 11 and 1 in Washington, D.C. If you're in the area, please come on down. If you're not in the area, it may be worthwhile to come down anyway. I've had some people join these sessions from Florida, New York, Ohio, and so they've traveled to come on down. It'd be great to catch up with you. And so please, if you're in the area, if you're not in the area, please come on down. Go to my website, www.joeasamoah.com, www.joeasamoah.com. You can register there. And so let's have one couple of final question. Can I ask how much rent you're able to get for housing? I think we've already answered that one already, around upper 7s. For a 6-bedroom, you can get 7,000 to 8,500. Yes, that's what they're saying. So that's what the rents are in the Washington DC. If you want to come and do some business in Washington DC, feel free to contact me, contact Johnny, or come to the event and you see other people, like-minded investors. There's gonna be a lot of education, a lot of networking going on. Johnny, any final words?
Yeah, I was just going to say that was me a while back when I saw you live. You had an event, and I went to the house. I looked at it. Seeing is believing, and you also get to network with like-minded people. You make some connections. You're able to, have your questions ready and have all those questions that you normally wouldn't get answered, without having those connections with people doing the deals. So I'd highly encourage everybody to come out there and not just see the house, but make new friends, network with people, and learn how it's done. At the end of the day, this is a business. It's a scalable business. It's repeatable, and it will help you build generational wealth.
Yeah, and what Johnny's doing now is exactly what I've been doing. I started obviously many years ago, but it works, and all I can say, it works. I mean, it is what it is, and it's allowed. And rented to Section 8 has the only reason I've been able to survive. The only reason I've been able to survive as a landlord, as an investor, as a housing provider in the Washington D.C. area. The only reason is because of Section 8. I've been through 4 or 5 or 6 market cycles. We're going through a cycle now. I've been through these things, and Section 8 it's the only way, because the rent still comes in as long as the tenants are in there. And I've had several tenants in this round lose their jobs, and they've gone back to the housing authority and got their rent reduced. But my net is still the same. So my cash flow is reliable. It's a guaranteed income stream. And that's what's allowed me to survive. And other strategies with market renters, it's good during the good times. But believe me, when the market tanks and people lose their jobs, it is not pretty. And so please come on Saturday. You'll see this system in action. You'll see for yourself. We'll talk. Hopefully it'll give you a motivation, confidence to go ahead and do it. And hopefully you can build financial freedom, financial independence for yourself, for your family, and for your loved ones. So I think that's about it. It's 8:09 now, so I took a little bit longer. But again, we had a technical issue at the beginning. Again, Johnny, thank you very much for taking time to be on this live stream. And look forward to seeing you on Saturday and hearing more about this journey and this project that you're going through.
There's more good stories. I hope you all come.
Okay, don't forget to sign up, www.joeasamoah.com, and I'll see you on Saturday. Take care, guys. Have a good night. Bye.
Take care.